games where, we're playing well, we're hanging in there. Things start to go our way. We're inching. We get these offsides called, but we feel we're growing. That the energy's coming. The passes starting to coming. We're starting to get that synergy, and then a goal like that goes in. That's nothing. None of our players. There's nothing we could do. It bounces off one player's chest or whatever that was, and trickles this player. Is maybe on, maybe off. Goes to the goalkeeper's legs. I can't put that on the team. I can't put that on the team. I thought they came out there and they did their best. They stuck to the tactics. They played 90 minutes. They gave it their all. And our talk going into this game was for them to just play free. The pressure is on, and there's anxiety because there are all these expectations, but they did a good job of just leaving that in the locker room and getting on the field and playing football, playing soccer. So I was happy with their performance.
I noticed in the first half that particularly you had a high press. You had Gianna Gurley very high up, and normally she likes to trend back and get the ball a little bit, but she was a little bit further up in the first half.
Yeah.
The second half, it felt like she was going back more into the midfield, sort of in a false nine-ish type of role to receive the ball more and kind of generate their offense. What was the halftime adjustment that you made, and what did you see on the field that led to that?
Yeah, the first half, just this game, we wanted to come in and just be dynamic and vary it. Sometimes we're going to press them, sometimes we're going to drop off to a mid-block, sometimes Gianna wants you to stretch the back line, sometimes I want you to drop in and play, and we'll alternate between you and Carrie or the other 9 that's in. So just to keep mixing it up with them. We know they're a team that, when things are just in front of them and they learn the game very well, they adapt very well. So our goal was to keep changing, to keep mixing it up, keep them on their toes. And I think Gianna did a good job. So unfortunately, nothing really fell for her. Just keep them on the toes, keep them moving, keep them guessing. That was our mindset.
Yeah, it felt like in the second half there was a couple of times where she was able to get behind the defense, but the play stopped earlier because of an offsides call or something like that.
Yeah.
Again, the it's there, but what are you seeing that needs to continue so that you get to that final third and be able to finish?
A bit of chemistry, a bit of timing, a bit of just what I call, the feel. The feel. We need to get a feel for each other. A feel for when do I hold this run? When is the ball going to come? Or she's making that run. I can't take this extra touch. Ball needs to release now. Some balls with just a little bit too much weight on the pass. Gets to the goalkeeper, though she's beat the line. It was on time. So it's coming. We just need time and just to work with one another, just to get that chemistry. But also I think, just for Gianna and some of our other forwards or even wingers to understand, sometimes you have to hold your run, sometimes you have to arc your run, sometimes you have to run across the line and not be as ready to just go. So just these little technical things, but, I'm glad that they're at least looking for these runs and we're threatening behind. So, it'll come.
Valentina Barada, the youngest player in the league, she gets the start tonight, does 57 minutes. I'm not going to rate a performance of someone who's making a debut that young, but what did you see in practice from her this week that led to her getting this opportunity?
She's fearless. She doesn't care if it's 27-year-old vets. She's going to go at them. She's going to do her best. She's going to work. She doesn't care if it's the 9. She's a striker. She can play out wide. She can play wing back. So she's just fearless. And, like I said in the presser the other day, with the youth, they just come on and they have nothing to lose. They have everything to gain. And she embodies that. So, it was good for her to get out there, start, feel the pressure of starting. The game is a lot faster when you're just starting versus coming in when it's stretched and it's open. But no, I was happy with her ability to adjust and play against. She was on the right side with players there that I think, that's the strongest side for Carolina, their left side. So she had to go up against some of the best players in the league, and she held her own. So happy with it.
You have a game coming up this weekend. Obviously, you haven't looked ahead to that, but it's a quicker turnaround now than this one was, where you had a week and a half off. You get your players back from international duty.
Yeah.
Using what you've learned so far from tonight, what do you say to the team to kind of keep that confidence and bring it, on Saturday, especially considering you're getting most of your squad back?
Yeah, we just keep going. I mean, what I told them, there's nothing I asked for a 90-minute performance. We came out there and gave a 90-minute performance. Chips didn't fall our way. That's part of the game. but we keep believing and we keep going. Short turnaround, but nothing changes. You know, our tactics are still our tactics. Our game model is still our game model. Our principles stay the same. We keep leaning on those. We keep leaning into those. We keep believing. Sooner or later, things will fall for us. You know, and that's the message. And I think they believe in it 100%, and it'll come. It'll come for us.